Begone, dull care. Fire shall have its will of thee. Begone, dull care. And all the winds make merry with thy dust. Hail, fellowship's eternal flame. Once again, midsummer sets us free.
Have you ever heard of Bohemian Club? It's said to be a group of extremely powerful people in our society. But if you think they gather just to talk about business or economics, you're completely wrong. According to some investigations, dark secrets may be hidden in those meetings. A strange ritual, a giant stone owl, and the sacrifice of a human effigy. This is a ceremony known as the Cremation of Care. But is it really just a theatrical play? Several whistleblowers claim the truth is hidden in plain sight, and it's far more sinister than a simple doll. Curious to find out what's really going on behind the scenes? Then subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Hidden deep within a forest, far beyond the mountains and far from the eyes of ordinary people, there has been a place that sounds like something taken straight from a movie, or from the darkest conspiracy theories ever told. A place most people have heard about, but very few have ever truly questioned. That place is known as Bohemian Grove. Founded in 1872, what began as a private gathering rapidly transformed into one of the most exclusive and mysterious organizations on Earth. A place where some of the most powerful men in modern history have quietly gathered behind closed gates. The list of alleged members is astonishing. Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, Clint Eastwood, presidents, billionaires, military leaders, Hollywood icons, men whose decisions have shaped nations, economies, and perhaps even the course of history itself. But here's where things become truly unsettling. Twice every year, these influential men leave behind the cameras, the microphones, and the public spotlight and travel to the middle of a secluded forest in California. No journalists, no cameras, no outsiders, just power, secrecy, and traditions that few people truly understand, which raises a disturbing question. What exactly happens when some of the most powerful men on Earth disappear into the woods, completely away from the world? Perhaps the most disturbing evidence ever connected to Bohemian Grove comes from the testimony of journalist Alex Jones. Even today, no one truly knows how people are invited, or what someone must do to become part of such an exclusive circle. But Alex Jones claimed he found a way in. Disguised among the members, he allegedly managed to infiltrate the camp, slipping unnoticed into the very place where one of its most secretive ceremonies was about to begin. What he captured that night would later become one of the most controversial documentaries ever made about Bohemian Grove. And strangely, despite the shocking nature of the footage, it never received the level of attention material like this would normally generate, which raises an unsettling question. Was it simply ignored? Or did someone powerful make sure it stayed that way? But perhaps the most chilling detail of all stands at the center of the grove itself. An enormous owl monument, nearly 15 feet tall, towering over everything around it, impossible to ignore. It is the first thing anyone would notice, and according to the footage, it is around this massive stone owl that the ritual appears to take place. Because of the poor quality of the recordings, it is almost impossible to know exactly what is happening. But for those who have watched the documentary, many describe it as something far darker. Some even call it devil worship. And honestly, why would some of the richest and most influential men in the world gather deep inside a remote forest, standing in silence around a giant owl in the middle of the night? Throughout the camp, one phrase appears again and again: "Weaving spiders come not here," a phrase carved into the very identity of the place. Some believe it represents unity among the elite. Others believe it hides something far more disturbing: the idea that those who already possess everything still seek what others can never have. According to Alex Jones, the obsession with forbidden knowledge, with secrecy, with occult symbolism, begins when material wealth is no longer enough. History has shown this before. Among the kings of the Aztec civilization, the rulers of Babylonia, and even Solomon, a king blessed with wisdom, eventually turned toward forbidden spiritual practices, despite God's warnings. And perhaps the most disturbing detail of all, images associated with Moloch, an ancient god historically linked to human sacrifice, have allegedly been identified there. Could the owl of the Bohemian Club be connected to something much older and far darker? In the ritual filmed by Alex Jones, a man dressed like a priest can be seen speaking to the crowd. Moments later, a mysterious voice seems to echo from behind the monument, and then the screams begin. What exactly was happening that night? And why were some of the most powerful men on Earth standing there, watching in silence? However, one of the most disturbing mysteries surrounding Bohemian Grove may have connections to Jeffrey Epstein. According to previously released documents, the Grove appears to be mentioned in one of Epstein's emails. In the message, someone tells Epstein that he is heading to California to learn more about the people connected to Bohemian Grove. And that's where the mystery begins. No further details were directly revealed. No confirmed connection between Jeffrey Epstein and the Bohemian Club has ever been publicly established, at least not yet. But considering Epstein's history and his well-documented relationships with some of the most powerful people in the world, it is difficult to ignore a name like that appearing in that context. Was it nothing more than a coincidence? Or did Epstein have connections with members of the club, perhaps even with the club itself? And if that wasn't disturbing enough, the stories only get stranger. The mysteries surrounding Bohemian Grove do not end there. For decades, strange stories have circulated about what its members allegedly do once the gates are closed and the outside world disappears. Some witnesses claim that members run naked through the forest in the middle of the night. An example is Jim Carrey. According to the actor, powerful men gather deep in the forest, running naked in circles, while making decisions that could affect the lives of millions. If that is true, how many influential people already know what really happens inside that forest? Were they invited, or have they always been part of it?
You don't know what's really going on. You know, when they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things, and, and look at them trying to...
Others say they wear women's clothing, performing acts that to this day remain unexplained. And what makes it even stranger, women are strictly forbidden from entering the camp. Every story involving women connected to the Grove seems to happen outside its boundaries, because inside those gates, only men are allowed to participate in its ceremonies. After the footage released by Alex Jones, public interest in Bohemian Grove slowly began to rise again, especially after other well-known public figures started speaking about it. One of them was Ryan Garcia, who claimed to share his own experience and what he allegedly witnessed there.
To awareness of what's going on in the world
at the same time,
such as, you know, what I was talking about, the Bohemian Grove and all these higher elites that are controlling the world in a way, and how, you know, they're anti-God, they're anti-Christ, and they're anti-everything that's good in the world, and they hide behind media and the propaganda that they spit out, and they're actually doing really sick things, and then when you speak about it, they make you seem crazy. That's the main thing they do. You're crazy. Oh my God, how could you say that they're eating babies? Because they are. What the f am I supposed else to say? They're doing it. And it's just a weird cult type of thing.
In one old photograph allegedly connected to the club, researchers claim it may be possible to identify one particularly disturbing face, a man who appears to resemble J. Robert Oppenheimer, the scientist known as the father of the atomic bomb. Of course, some insist the man is not Oppenheimer, and others argue the photograph may not even be connected to Bohemian Club at all. But if it really was him, could the group have had connections to the Manhattan Project? It is yet another question, with no clear answer. As the mystery continued to grow, several online investigators decided to search for answers themselves. A content creator known as Dancer allegedly managed to go much further, walking through dense forest and crossing water and moving completely unnoticed. He reportedly made it inside, and what he captured was extraordinary. For the first time, close-up images of the massive owl monument appeared to reveal something few people had ever noticed before. The owl was not just a statue, it was hollow, built with an elaborate internal structure, almost as if it had been designed for something far more important than decoration. But for what? And perhaps even more disturbing. In another image, a Christmas-themed poster can reportedly be seen, carrying a chilling message. Come as children, little children. And just outside the owl, there appears to be a strange stone structure, something that looks disturbingly similar to an altar. And if that's true, then whatever happens there may be directly connected to the ritual you saw earlier in this video. Perhaps none of this is entirely new. Maybe all of it has been shown to us before, hidden in plain sight. Take Squid Game, for example. A secret island, powerful people hidden behind masks, watching ordinary people fight for their lives, as if human suffering were nothing more than entertainment, just fiction, or something inspired by reality. And then there is Inside Job, a cartoon that, strangely enough, features an owl. Not just an ordinary owl, but a hollow owl, almost identical to the monument found at Bohemian Grove. Coincidence? Could someone involved in that production have witnessed something firsthand or even participated in one of these rituals? Some truths about Bohemian Grove may have already been exposed, but the deeper we look, the more we realize how much remains hidden. And perhaps the most disturbing part of all is the possibility that powerful forces are still working behind the scenes, making sure the full truth never comes to light. What do you think? Is Bohemian Grove nothing more than an exclusive private retreat? Or is something far darker happening deep within those woods? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and remember, sometimes the truth is far more disturbing than fiction. See you in the next video.